Hey yoga warriors, here's an at-home sequence for you to work on core. So I get a lot of requests for how do you work your core? Do you work out? No, I really just do a lot of yoga, and I practice that whenever I'm standing, wherever I'm walking throughout the day. It's an alignment of posture and a notice of engagement. So that's what we're going to focus on today in the practice, to bring awareness to the midsection and torso of the body. Let's break down the 4 different sections of the core muscles to start. So as we reference it throughout the practice, you'll know what I'm talking about. So the deepest layer of the abdomen is your transverse abdominals. Right? Those are deep below and super important for keeping your health and also posture upright. Then we work into the external obliques, which you're going to feel in a lot of the side planking that we'll do. A little bit further in are your internal obliques, running from the base of from the top of the pelvis to the base of your ribs. And then the more known, the center line of the body, the abdominis rectus, which most people are working when they do those crunches, which we're actually not going to do a single crunch today in our practice. So grab 2 blocks. Set aside about 20 minutes from here on out, and we're going to start to flow, live free yoga for core. Start at the front of your mat, root down through the feet, and as you close your eyes, just feel where the navel pulls back to the spine. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. The shoulders, the hips are stacked over the ankles. So there's your posture. Palms will face forward, and take a deep breath in. Exhale. Starting to align your body. Inhale, arms rise up overhead. And on the exhale, take a forward fold all the way down to the mat. Inhale, look up and lengthen forward. Exhale, plant the hands, and you're going to step back into a plank position. So we start right out in plank. Press down into the hands. Feel like you have a block between the thighs, and you're internally spiraling the thighs towards the ceiling. And with strong legs and core, right, shift forward. Take it on back. We're doing 4 more of those. Shift forward, shoulders past the wrist. Take it on back for 3, 2, and 1. Shift forward, bent knees, take a downward facing dog. Come onto the shoulders. You're going to lift your right leg high in the inhale. And as you rise to the ball of your left foot, bring your knee to your nose. Hold here for 3. Keep rooting down through the hands. Bring the knee in as close as you can. Yes, you can round the spine. 1 more. Inhale. And extend the leg back out. 1 more time, rise up to the ball of your left foot, and as quietly as possible, step the right foot between your hands. Lower the back knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, arms will rise. So important to stretch the muscles that we're going to work to. So take a side bend, grabbing your left wrist, and reach up and over towards the right. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Come back to center, inhale. Hands come down to the mat. You're going to turn your left foot out ever so slightly, and as you plant your left hand, the wrist underneath the shoulder, coming into side plank variation 1. Extend your right leg behind you and take the right arm up. Okay, now you're going to lift your right leg away from the mat and crunch it up for 5, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. 4, inhale. 3, inhale, extend. 2, remember those internal and external obliques we just mentioned? Yeah, these are them. Last one, 5. Inhale, extend. Take your right hand down to the mat. And as you tuck your left toes under, lift your right leg back behind you. Shift forward, step the right foot between your hands. You're going to rise up into high lunge. Inhale. And as you twist, take your left arm forward, right arm back behind you. Now each exhale, it's almost as if you're corseting the center of the body. To twist you open, maybe look to the side or over your right fingers. Keep extending through the fingertips, through the spine. Inhale, arms come back up. Take it back, plank position, hands down to the mat. From plank, once again, hold here, 5, 4, remember strong legs, keeping belly lifted, 2, and take it back, downward facing dog. To the other side, lifting left leg on the inhale, rise to the ball of your right foot. You're going to bring your knee to your nose. Hold here, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, extend the leg back out. And you know it, this time stepping the left foot between the hands, quietly as possible. Back knee will come down. Inhale, arms to the sky, and let's take that side bend in the other direction, up and over to the left. Inhale. Exhale. One more in. Exhale. Back to center, inhale. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Tuck the back toes under. Untuck them, and then place your right foot over to the side a little bit. So as you firm the right hand underneath your right shoulder, we extend the left leg back behind. Left arm up. Let's lift that leg. 5 times. Exhale. Inhale, extend. For 4, 3, 2. Inhale, lengthen. On 1, come back to center. Left hand down to the mat. Tuck the right toes under. Lift it up and back. Down dog split. Step forward, coming into a high lunge. Inhale, arms overhead. First firming down through the feet, and when you're ready, twisting. So it'll be your right arm forward, left arm back behind. Deep breath in. Exhale, 2. Keep reaching long, both sides. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, take them down to the mat. Step it back, downward facing dog. We're going to open up the front of the body now. Shift forward into a plank, keeping the toes tucked under. Lower the hips. And as you take a rolling wave, derived from Buddhakam, press into the hands, opening up through the chest. When you're ready, chin to chest, roll it all the way back. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees, let them come down to the mat, and grab hold of those 2 blocks. So you're going to take one underneath each of your hands, just like you were setting up in a downward dog, except now your hands are on the blocks. Give yourself enough space between there to place a foot. Tuck the toes back under, and we're back in down dog. So this is a great prep too for stepping your foot between your hands in a graceful, quiet manner. Take some time, take some work, but you can definitely do it. So you're going to lift that back leg, rise to the ball of your back foot. Now as you shift into a plank, press down, hug the knee in as much as you can, and you're going to hover the foot above the mat for 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back in, tap the knee down to the mat, and back up to your chest. 2 more like that. Lower down, and lift. 1 more, lower, lift back up. Inhale, down dog split. Exhale, step the right foot between your hands. Quietly, quietly, quietly. We worked hard for that one. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. So you're going to shift into a bird pose and then rise to standing. As you shift forward, extending back through your left leg. Now there's a lift in the upper back. Keep pulling core towards the spine. Lift the chest and bring your left knee in towards you. Hold here for 3. So these are your transverse abdominals, your internal obliques, and then the option of extending your left leg out in front of you. Keep shoulders over the hips. Bring the knee back in. Let's take it back. Bird pose. Bend your right knee to slowly step the left foot back. High lunge, inhale. Then return it back. Hands down to the mat. Press into the blocks. Lift your right leg. Inhale, extend on back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Stay here or an optional push-up. You're going to press back up. Inhale, extend the leg. Cross the body over to your left elbow. Inhale, extend, and lower the right foot down to the mat. Let's take one of those rolling waves. Ripple forward to a plank, and then lower the hips down to the mat. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Chin to chest, press, and roll it all the way back, downward facing dog. And as the feet come together, the other side. Left leg lifts, inhale. Rise to the ball of that back foot, knee to nose, exhale. The left foot hovers, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee back into the chest. Drop it on down. Lift back up. 2, and lift. And 3, lift back up. Inhale, down dog split. Take it forward, coming into a high lunge, quietly stepping that left foot between. Arms rise, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. So right now the core should be firing up. And as you lean forward, you keep that activation. That's going to help keep pulling the navel to the spine, creating this nice extension in the low back. Shoulders lift. As you press back to your ball of your right foot, begin to lift the chest, simultaneously dropping the right leg. Eventually knee into your chest. Shoulders stack over the hips, lengthening up tall through the spine. And go ahead and extend the right leg out in front of you. You did that on the other side. Maybe you have a plant to help you. Bring the knee back into your chest. Come back into bird pose. Soften in your left knee. Land it on back. High lunge. Inhale. Here we go. Last part of this with the blocks. Hands down. Lift. Quietly. Inhale. Extend the leg. We're going to bring left knee, left elbow. It's an optional push-up in here. Take it on back. Inhale. Cross the body over to the right. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Ripple your way forward. Shoulders over the wrist, and then begin to lower the hips down. Open the chest forward. Lower the knees down from here. As you lower the knees down to the mat, you're going to take the blocks back by your side. Position the blocks to the middle of the thighs. And as you press down into the blocks, begin to round the spine, pull the navel back, start to lift the knees. Now I'm not pressing into the mat with my feet, so don't cheat either. Lift the knees, press, round, and then maybe lift one foot. Maybe you work the other foot. Maybe both feet start to lift. And then lower on down. Take a little back bend. So easy, right? No. There's a lot of work behind that one. We're going to do 2 more times. So it's starting from somewhere. So that can be pressing, knees lifting. Then maybe it's one foot. And then you switch, right? Maybe you take both feet. It's a little swing. Have fun with it. And then lower on down. Once again, take a little back bend. And we're going to repeat one more time. Press. Do your variation of choice. Round the spine. Knees hover and lift. 3, 2, and lower on down. Exhale. Take the backs of your hands. Release the wrists. We've been on the blocks for a lot. Let's give them a little shake out. So we're going to do one more standing sequence. No blocks. So we're going to come back to a downward facing dog. If you'd like, you can pause here, go back and repeat that last block sequence to do it again, and you'll really start to feel it in the core muscles. We're going to keep moving on. Hands come down, back to a downward facing dog. Okay, so as you step feet together this time, lift your right leg. You're going to take 3-legged dog. Bend your right knee, stacking your hip over your left. And as you rise to the ball of your left foot, bring your knee towards your left elbow. Drop your left heel to the mat. Option 1 will be coming into fallen triangles. You extend the leg to the left. Take your left arm up to the sky. Option 2 will be to hover the right foot away from the mat, charging the right foot out in front of you. Come on back to center, knee to nose. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, step forward between the hands. Inhale, extending. Exhale, keep the left hand onto the mat, right arm to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, ring it on out. For 2, And come into a side plank from here, transitioning. Come to the outer edge of your left foot. This right foot starts to turn to the right, and you're going to wiggle it back so it comes in line with your hip. Option 1 is to stay here. 2, stack the feet. 3, start to lift the leg. 4, bend the knee, grab the big toe, and extend the leg all the way. For 2. And 1, step the right foot back forward. Any way you'd like. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the small of your back. We're going to open up the chest a little bit. We did a lot of pectoral strengthening with all those push-ups, presses. So we'll open up into the chest. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Take the back toes under, downward facing dog. Again, that can be something you repeat more than once. For now, we're going to do the other side. Feet together, left leg high, inhale. Bend your left knee, stack the hip. Rise to the ball of your right foot. And as you bring your left knee towards your right elbow, you're extending the leg to the right. Drop your right heel to the mat, and it's either fallen triangle or the lifted variation, left foot out in front. For 2. And take it back to center. Right hand comes down. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, stepping through. Setting up in a twist. Right hand down, left arm to the side. Exhale, twisting. Keep reaching long through that top hand. And as we come into our side plank, you can come to the outer edge of your right foot. So I move both these feet out at the same time. Heel toe this left foot back. Now you start to firm up your external obliques on the right side. So you already have this lift. Now as you flex your right foot, your right leg is super strong as well. So you're really just lifting this leg. Feet can stack. Maybe the leg lifts. The last variation, you're grabbing the big toe and extending. Now I'm going to focus as you are too, and breathe. Now to step forward, it's like we did before in our kneeling variation. You're going to quietly step the left foot all the way forward, back knee down. Inhale, arms overhead. Interlace the hands, small of the back, lifting chest up. 3, 2, think each inhale, chest lifting. And as you take the hands down towards the mat, you're going to come into a forearm plank. Forearm plank, tuck the back toes under, and bring this left foot back. So holding here, take your right hand to the middle of the mat underneath your face, and let your heels drop to the right side. Now your left arm can be extended in this one, or tent the fingertips down to the mat. You're going to lower your hips just to hover, and then lift back up. Lower. Lower and lift for 4, lifting, last one, 5, lift back up. As we switch sides, now it's the left forearm that comes down, back to a forearm plank, the left hand to the center, and we switch. Feet stacked. Again, the option of right hand down or keeping it up. Here we go for 5, lift, 4, lift, 3, lifting, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Right forearm down. Hold here. 5, 4. The trick here is to smile and still breathe. 3, 2. Shift forward. Lower all the way down towards the mat. Untuck the back toes. Press into the palms. They can be a little bit wider. And start to lift into the upper back. This should feel like a really good stretch in the front of the body. And lower all the way down, exhale. The arms will now come wide, tent the fingertips. And let's open up the shoulders. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, drop your left shoulder, look over towards the right. Take a full breath cycle in and out. Switch it up, back to center. And switch. Right down, left elbow up. Back to center, inhale. Lower all the way down, exhale. We're going to come into Shalabhasana and strengthen the upper back here. So lifting inner thighs, tops of feet are pressing down to start. Start to lift the head, the chest, and the shoulders. Now squeeze shoulder blades together so you see this lift in the shoulders, then lift the hands. Lastly, we'll be lifting the legs. Rising up, inhale, pull the navel to spine. 3. Extend through the crown of the head, balls of the feet. 1 more, inhale. And lower all the way down, exhale. Hands underneath 2 bottom ribs. Press it up, tabletop position. Take it back, child's pose. Arms extend out in front of you. Roll your way up, tabletop position. 1 more from here as the toes untuck. Arch the spine on the inhale. And exhale, round. Pulling navel to spine. You can stay here or press into the tops of the feet and hover the knees an inch or 2 above the mat, just an inch or 2. And then we lower back down, inhale, finding cow pose, your little back bend. And exhale for cat pose, rounding. Maybe hover knees. And 3 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more, inhale. And round it out, exhale. Lower back down. Sit on back to your heels. You're going to cross the legs, sneak them on through. So in this last one, you can have a block or not use a block. I'm going to choose to use it. As you lower down towards your back, you're going to set on up in a bridge pose. So you can place the block, if you're with me, underneath your sacrum. If you're not using the block, you have feet inner hip distance, 2nd toes forward, and we're going to press the palms down to the mat in this one. So you start to work the shoulders under, and then if you're lifting up to a bridge, you're going to press into the feet and lift the hips up. If you're with me, enjoy this. Breathe, open up the chest, and relax the low back. You can start to slow down your breath, lengthening the exhales. If you're on the block, you're going to lift back up, move it to the side, and ease all the way down. Just going to move it to the side so you can see me. From your back, you're going to extend both legs up towards the sky. Hug your right, cross your right ankle over your left knee. And as you bend the left knee, grab the back of your thigh. Release the low back, keeping the foot flex. First, to stretch out your hip. And you'll see where I'm going with this one. Back to core. Lengthen your left leg up. And you're going to bring your chin to your chest. Now pull the navel down towards the spine, right, so you feel your low back connecting down to the mat. And as you charge up through this left leg, shoulder blades lift. And as you start to extend forward, you're using a little bit of momentum, a little bit of core to rock your way up to seated. Okay, take the sole of your right foot down to the mat for a twist. Right hand behind you, left arm up, inhale. And exhale, twisting to the right. Press through your left heel forward and down to the mat. And extend up through the spine, creating a little back bend in the upper back. Back to center. You're going to extend both legs out in front of you. Pull the navel to the spine, so a little bit of Pilates in here, and start to lower all the way down towards the back. Bring the legs back up to the sky, crossing your left ankle over your right knee. Stretch out the hips, grabbing back of your right thigh. Keeping the left foot flexed. The left knee guides forward. Feeling the grounding action of the base of your core. Your low back. Let's extend back up through the right leg. So again, this lift, bring your chin to your chest. Now you have the navel pulling down, little rounding in the spine. Start to rock your way up to seated. Grunting is completely allowed in that one. You're going to take the sole of your left foot down to the mat into twist. Right arm up, inhale. And exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale. Exhale. In. Exhaling. Back to center. Cross over the shins, over the ankles. Come to a seated position. Lengthen up tall through the spine. A little rounding exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Full awareness of your entire core now. Inhale. And exhale, round it out. Find a space right there in between. Lengthening up tall. Find, as we started standing, now seated, shoulders over the hips. And you feel that neutral positioning between not arching too much, not rounding too much. We worked hard for this core. Find somewhere right in between. And you can take as long as you like here to pause, reflect, settle in. Maybe take a minute or two meditation. Chill. In gratitude to yourself for doing this practice. Subscribe to the YouTube link above to stay tuned for more upcoming videos. And for more yoga, wellness, and travel tips, head to livefreewarrior.com.